Welcome back. The media giving a big thumbs up to President Biden's speech.
After 4 years of a monotone shout, it was bracing to hear a speech delivered at times by a whisper.
I thought it was a remarkable speech.
He's really trying to bring the country together. It was a Make America Feel Good night, Make America Feel Pride night.
I thought the speech was very carefully and very smartly crafted in a political way.
But the media had a much harsher take on Senator Tim Scott's GOP rebuttal.
This is a speech delivered from a planet where facts don't matter, which is where the current Republican Party resides.
I'm not sure what the purpose of this was. I am shocked and a bit embarrassed for him. This was a lost opportunity.
He does not seem to understand, and a lot of them don't seem to understand, the difference between a racist country and a systemic racism. They don't seem to get the difference.
My God.
So Dana, let's go back to Tim Scott's speech, and I want to ask you if you think it's going to elevate him. I remember with Fred Thompson a way back, it really put Fred Thompson on the map as a presidential candidate. It did not do that for Marco Rubio or Bobby Jindal. What do you think it does for Tim Scott?
Again, I really think that doing the rebuttal is very, very hard, and I think only somebody with oratory skills. Help me, Greg. I think I can't remember. He has good oratory.
You don't want help from me. I'll say something terrible.
He speaks real well. That's what I want to say. Yes, there's just no doubt. Like, he is now elevated. The fact everybody's talking about him. Sometimes, unfortunately, trending negatively on Twitter with a racial slur will elevate you to where people, like, for example, Kamala Harris was asked about his very comments last night by Robin Roberts this morning on Good Morning America. Tim Scott said it's not a racist country. What do you think? She said, I agree. It is not a racist country, but we have issues we have to deal with. And then, as you pointed out, Juan, what is Tim Scott doing? He's not just out giving speeches and raising money. He actually is rolling up his sleeves and working on the legislation. So I think that, yes, it definitely elevates him. It's interesting that the media, so many in the media had that reaction. If they had been with me last night, first of all, Peter was really annoying me because we could, like beforehand, we were slipping through the channels. We'll talk about the Netflix surfing a little bit. We're dealing with that. Then I'm like, I got to watch the speech. He sat there and read a book, but then was like from the peanut gallery. Let's just say there were some people who did not like the speech.
Well, Greg, I think you didn't like the speech from what I heard earlier. But I wanted to ask you if you could agree that the president did seem to be in command, alert, not some doddering old guy, which is a lot of the conservative complaint. It looked like that got blown away last night.
I think the president was alert. Let's give him a hand.
Woo! Problem solved. He was conscious. No, I think the real news here is that Joy Reid can be embarrassed. I mean, who knew?
Yeah.
By the way, we had two Joys in that montage, and either one, they were both joyless. Look, here's the deal. The media is in charge of the nation's narrative, so generally when they're reviewing something, they're reviewing how well their narrative is effectively spread. So I used to think that the media was the bullhorn for the Democrats. It's actually the opposite. The Democrat Party is the foot soldier for the powerful people in media. They are given the talking points, and they're interchangeable with what you would see on CNN is exactly what you'd see coming from the Democrats. But the difference is it's coming from the media now. It's not coming from the politicians.
So, Jesse, I was struck that Biden made a point of saying that you have mostly good police in this country. And then I saw Maxine Waters applauding. So to me, that looked like a unifying gesture. How did it look to you?
I was happy everybody clapped, but I think Greg just made a good point. And when Greg actually makes a good point, I think we should recognize that. So that was really astute. But Juan, just to what we were saying in the A block, Biden laid such an egg. That might have been the lowest rated State of the Union ever by about 20 million. And I think you should know that people have been able to stream things for about a decade. So I don't think streaming just started this year. I'm disappointed in Andrea Mitchell and Martha Raddatz and Brian Williams. I'm disappointed, and here's why, Juan. These legends have covered or observed, I don't know, the masterful delivery of Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton's charismatic stem winders, George W. Bush's defining language after 9/11, Barack Obama's soaring oratory, Donald Trump's showmanship and intense patriotic language, and they're going to look at Joe Biden's speech and say that was remarkable? Juan, that's like watching a football game with all punts and penalties, and Jim Nantz says, that was the greatest game I've ever seen. You'd think Jim Nantz is a moron if he told you that. You're saying it was good because he promised to spend more money than anybody ever? Is that the barometer right now? Someone can tax and spend really well? That's easy. There's no creativity. There's no innovation there. He's just buying votes and redistributing the wealth. Anybody can do that. We're supposed to give this guy a big round of applause because he takes our money and gives it away and makes more people dependent? Come on, Juan. This wasn't a great speech. This was bad.
I don't agree, but I'm going to take your point and go to Katie. Katie, let's just forget the pundits then. But the American people in the poll said they liked the speech.
Well, let me see if I can do this correctly. It was the most unifying speech since the Civil War, and everybody who criticized Tim Scott is a raging racist, and they should be canceled. Left's rules, not mine.
There you go.
All right.